And welcome to the Siege Green Eggs.
Did I just throw you off because I counted it down
I almost
perfectly?
said, welcome to Celebrity Shop 3. My name is Jason. I am joined by Mr. Sean Green, who's on cameras for us tonight.
What's up? Sorry about the camera work.
Yeah, we apologize in advance.
Yep.
Keegan is in the arena, and he's going to do most of the scoring tonight.
Thank goodness.
Wishes, prayers, and thoughts with Tim, who's out in Philly right now. But most importantly, our special guest of the night, the one and only Miss Hannah. How are you, Miss Ohio Hannah?
Hello.
Try saying that really quick, Miss Ohio Hannah. Anyways,
You don't know her last name, do you?
Bravo.
Nope.
Gravelle.
Nope.
Gravelle.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
If you just would have asked. It's Gravelle, but that's fine. You do whatever you want to do. Yeah.
Well, I've changed it. Alexis or something? Alexis?
Hannah Alexis.
Hannah or Alexis, that's the middle name.
Yeah, Alexis.
Yeah, we're that tight. I go by her middle name.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's how we
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, we do what we can. Thank you for
Check.
joining us tonight.
Thank
Miss
you for
Hannah.
having
I
me.
appreciate you being here. It's wonderful to have you.
I'm glad to be
All
here.
right, so tell the truth.
Okay.
Don't lie to the people out there.
Okay.
Did you know about Castle Can Up coming here?
Absolutely not.
No clue whatsoever.
No,
You're
I
just doing this for the publicity, aren't you? You don't even like darts, do you? How
I
many
love
do you
darts.
get in the Castle Can Up?
9.
9. Nice job. It's actually 12 because you get 3 warm-ups. But we're not going to count those. That's fine.
You would have been wrong either way.
Yeah.
He was going to make sure you were wrong there, Hannah.
That's all right. That's
Unfair.
all right. Yeah. Well, it's
Unfair
pretty good
judging.
than I am, and I'm a little jealous. All right, folks. Let's see how Hannah did in that Castle Can Up. Sean, all that beautiful bean footage.
Hi everybody, Sean here with our Castle Count Up. 9 darts, putting our guest host to the test, and I'm here with Miss Hannah Gravelle, Miss Ohio. Hannah, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here. Thank you for being here on the show.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm so excited you guys actually let me be here.
Oh,
honestly.
It's going to be a great time. I cannot wait. I have to ask you a couple questions before we get into the 9 darts because this is the interesting part, right? How often do you get to play darts?
Not as often as I'd like, actually. I don't get to play darts until I come home from Maddie from school, and I get to see my dad, which makes it even better. So it's a bittersweet moment when I do actually get to play darts. I would probably say maybe times a year at this point.
Okay. Well, listen, Dad's got to be a good teacher because you have a really good throw. Like, your form is there. And I think if you, actually just played more often and got the feel of the weight of the dart better.
Yeah.
But we're going to see that in just a second anyway. What actually got you into the game of darts?
My dad.
Yeah.
My dad, he had me for a weekend when he was throwing darts and I did not want to stay a big
How you doing?
or anything. And so he took me along. I had
He was on
fun.
Yep.
Everybody treated me like a little princess because I was probably about yay big at the time. And everybody loved having me. And I remember a vivid memory of mine for darts is when I was younger. One of his teams actually let me throw in a league with them.
Yeah.
As a fill-in for the day, and costed them the win, the league. But because I was not of age to throw, but they did it for me to have fun.
We did that
and
just to help you guys, by the way.
That just stuck with me.
We did it just to help you. With Jason's not on the mic. You're welcome.
That's awesome. Yeah, you got the dart flu.
Yeah.
And once you get it, it does not go away.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I got it
Alright.
at a young age too, so it didn't help at all.
All right, so let's talk through this. You're going to get 3 darts to warm up with. Usually it's people throw lights out in those first 3 darts, so
Okay.
try to, do horrible. No, I'm just kidding. Just shoot your best there. And then you get 9 darts right after that. I'm going to step aside so you can do that.
Okay.
I'm going to cuddle next to Keegan, who's going to be keeping your score, and we're going to go from there.
Awesome. Cool.
All right? All right, so 3 dart warm up here. She is throwing in very high heels, everybody. It makes it even more impressive, the fact that she just hit the board with all 3 of those. Unlike I did when I did my first Castle Count Up.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I got some y'all can borrow.
Oh, there you go. Well, I don't know if they'll fit my size.
I was size 13.
Well, what a bragger here. 11s, but that's fine. All right, so here's your first 3 darts that count. You got this. Listen, that's really not bad at all. 34 start. Got to find some trebles here in this last 6, but I think you can do it. All right, Hannah, I got one more question for you related to this before I can send you off. Miss Ohio, I see you post now often. It's got to be, how much time is actually dedicated to being Miss Ohio?
So dedication to Miss Ohio actually is a lot more than I expected, but I also as well. So it kind of does. It plays a lot a role. So my days off are not my days off anymore. Yep. I used to have like 3 days off of work, and now I'm spending every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and a lot of Sundays just doing different community service activities, different appearances, whether that be like speaking to children, speaking. Who knows? Speaking to you guys, who knows what I have coming up within the next year of my reign. Shoot for an international title in June. Awesome. After that, my title technically, I believe, ends in June. But up until then, I think I'm putting more than a full-time job every week.
Yeah, that's insane.
For this, and it comes with it. I knew what I was getting myself into when I did this. It is a lot more than anybody can imagine. So if you are thinking about doing pageants and going for these high, big titles, just know they are a lot to manage. We have to make at least 2 appearances every month. I make more, obviously. That's just within our contract. We have to make at least 2 months.
Well, appreciate everything that you're doing, and it seems like you're doing a lot of great stuff with that title. So
there's a lot. My biggest thing is I really want to talk to the youth. The youth as much as possible because my platform revolves around them.
That's awesome. As a teacher, I appreciate that.
Need a guest speaker.
Hey, there we go. All right, next 3. That'll work. There's a big trip 19. 96 there on round 2. You are definitely in the running here for getting on the board. I can't wait. Hannah, you got 3 darts left. 130. Have some fun with it. Big trouble will do it. Oh, not bad. Yeah, unlucky 13 there in that last 9, but Hannah, 143 was awesome though. Seriously, congratulations. And well, Jason, we're gonna send it back to you with Hannah.
And we are back, and apparently you can hear me this time, so it's a much higher quality show.
You're welcome, everybody, for the start.
Yeah, thanks for that, Sean.
Tried to just give people a break, and everyone complained about it.
I'll tell you
Who
what,
would've thought?
somehow we'll blame Tim. Yeah, I guarantee
it was definitely Tim's fault.
Yeah, it was definitely Tim's fault. Hey, not a bad score.
No.
Interesting trivial fact, if you add up both of Sean's attempts, they don't equal your score.
There we go.
All right, that's a really good job.
It's actually
nice job.
very true, and that's the sad part.
You didn't quite make the board, but still it was an excellent score.
You made Stu sweat it out a little bit.
Yeah.
He was worried sitting in that chair.
And from here on out, anybody that does a 9 dart count-up has to do them in high heels.
Deal.
I don't have a problem with that. Yeah.
That was the talented part of the whole situation.
Yeah, that takes a little balance.
I
nice job.
I vote Sean next for that one. for the very first, after.
He might actually break 2 digits on that one.
Listen, anything that makes my figure look a little bit better, I'm down for.
It won't. All right, folks. So let's talk about Miss Ohio.
Okay.
All right. Now, we heard you talked to Sean in the arena there about some of the events can you do. Can you share with us a little bit more about some of the events that you've had to do over the course of the last 6 months or so?
Well, I got my title back in October.
Okay.
At the beginning of October.
All right, 3 months or so. I apologize.
It's okay. After that, I quickly in November got together with my work and we set up a doggy donation for Stop the Suffering Animal Rescue.
Nice.
And we did their Amazon wish list and we got 82 out of 100 donations.
Nice. That's awesome.
That's fantastic. Now, you were telling us a little bit earlier about a clothing line. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, I also started my own little clothing line, my little merchandise. It's called We Are All Champions.
Nice.
It's for the mental health aspect of my my platform.
Okay.
It is based around the middle school, high school age, when they don't know that they belong, and they're at that weird, awkward age of some people get bullied, some people are the bulliers because they don't feel listened to.
Sure.
Everybody knows that they're a champion. Everybody knows that they are heard, and they have somewhere to go.
I might get one of those because I don't feel like Keegan, Sean, nor Tim actually listen to me whenever I say something. So I might get me. We Are Champions. Now, where would I go to get one of those shirts?
Well, I post them all over my social media pages. So if you find me at Hannah Alexis Gravelle on Facebook or
She pronunciated her last name for you.
Gravelle.
On Facebook, you can find my links. It's a Shopify link. You could also look up online We Are All Champions, and it should say We Are All Champions and have a dash Shopify. If you click that, you'll find all the clothing. We have t-shirts, hoodies, dog bandanas. We have phone cases too.
That is fantastic. Congratulations on doing that.
Thank
It's such a
you.
young lady achieving so many things. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's great. You obviously have fantastic parents. We've had Dad on the show here about a month or so ago.
Yes, sir.
Did he get you prepared for coming in here and doing this guest host thing?
I'm not gonna lie. No, the only thing.
Way to go, Dad. Way to go.
The only thing he prepared me for was he asked me where my darts were when I showed up at his house to bring me here,
All right.
and that was it.
Well, you did fantastic. You did fantastic in the count up, and so far you've been brilliant on the interview. So I imagine you'll do great in commentary. Tell us what is beyond Miss Ohio. When you're all done with Miss Ohio, what's next? You're currently a college student.
I
right?
am.
Yeah.
I am studying. I just transferred to Miami University, which is where my dad graduated from for college.
Okay.
I'm studying psychological studies. I am going to get a bachelor in that, and then I'm going to go on and get my master's in forensic psychology. I want to eventually be a profiler in homicide and open up cold cases to help solve them.
And then you'll be on TV.
For the right reasons.
Yeah, you'll
for
have
the
your
right
own
reasons.
little TV show. It'll be fantastic.
Lieutenant Joe Kenda.
Yeah, that's right. But is that something you've always wanted to do, or is that something more recent?
I'm not gonna lie.
Just go ahead and lie.
When I was younger, I looked up to my dad, who was a police officer.
Okay.
So he definitely got me into the true crime law enforcement area of my likings. But I wanted to be a vet originally, and when I started my schooling for veterinary science at Otterbein University, I quickly learned that it was not my route, because I did not do well in anatomy.
All right.
And I did not understand why I needed to know human anatomy to work on horses.
That's fair.
So I quickly called my dad, was like, how do you feel about me studying criminology? And he said, that is a great field. My grandparents didn't really back me right away. They had some questions that they called and asked him about. And then after they heard him talk, they were like, yes, go do it. Do it.
Well, good for you. That is fantastic. So tell us a little bit. You talked a little bit in the arena about your dart history. Do you still play a lot of darts currently?
No, I do not. When I get back down to Cincinnati, though, look out, because I'm making a comeback with my dad.
All right.
I'm gonna come back as his and mixed triples partner.
Now, one of the players that you had coming over here was Mick. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and
yes.
Mick couldn't. Someone had a heart attack. We had to go and change the dates and do all kinds of crazy
Mick
stuff.
had to be in Florida without us. Like, we could have brought the show to Florida.
Yeah.
Listen, that was the right move. What are we thinking?
Yeah, I don't know which budget you were working with, but we could have.
Yours, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. But the Dart family in Cincinnati, I know is really special to
yes.
you. We've talked a little bit about it before. Can you name some names? Get some names out of there. Some of the people that have been so important to you.
Oh yeah, I can definitely do that. So Mick Shields, obviously, currently he is a big mentor of me, for me and my dad. He is godsend. Probably would take me in as his daughter if something happened to my dad. Jesse Plessinger and Ben Belts, they played major roles in getting me to a certain standpoint with my darts.
Sure.
So that way I can leave for college and still come back and be like, okay, we can touch it up a little bit. But
now,
like,
both those guys have been on the show. Did you watch those guys on the show?
I did not at the time when Jesse was
so
on.
So you really don't like them that much at all, do you?
I love them. At the time when Jesse was on the show, I did not know Siege existed. I also was not very big on Facebook at the time.
Sure.
So I didn't see him post it at all, really. So, or I would have probably watched it. Sorry, Jesse. Love you.
It's okay. I was on that show too as a player, so I'm happy you never saw that. That's perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Jesse, Ben, oh wow, Waldo,
well, those
Mr.
guys,
Waldo,
and we look forward to having those guys back as well as Mick. Now, I think you're at a little bit of an advantage because you don't know any of the players coming into tonight, right?
Right.
So you get to observe them, and you're a criminal profiler. So did you profile them? Did you look at them? Who's more nervous? What?
I did. I picked up on a lot of the nervous signs from a few of these people.
Right, so we've got the names, we got the teams up on the screen. Now rank them from top to bottom. Who's the least nervous that you see?
Chris Hopper is he probably is very nervous on the inside, but he has no thoughts like showing on the outside.
Right,
he does not show his nerves if he is nervous.
All right. And next, who's the second least nervous?
Probably about Brian. I think I saw a couple of little mess ups in warm up that might have gotten his head a little bit, but
Alrighty.
he definitely also is one of those that really isn't showing his nerves at all. He's been talking to me outside of here.
So you think Chris and Brian are in good shape when it comes to nerves? Okay. How about Matt and Jimmy? Which one of those two is the most nervous?
I definitely believe that Jimmy is a lot more nervous than Matt on this team. And once Matt is showing that he's not as nervous and throwing some good darts, I believe that will help calm Jimmy down a lot.
All right. Well, I look forward to it. Now, Jimmy's the least experienced player that we have playing tonight.
Which would make sense of why he's very nervous.
And one could argue, quite frankly, that he's got the most talent. All right. I went down and watched Jimmy play it on the rocks, and he was shooting lights out. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. Interesting fact about Matt. About a month ago, his son took third place in an owl calling contest.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's the kind of research that we do around here, young lady.
I did not know that thing existed.
All right, so we're going to come to you
That's amazing.
For predictions.
Can we talk real quickly about the most important about this? You had blonde hair in this, and now it is very brown.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there as what needs to be noticed, I think, in this situation. As we go right back to the brown hair.
Hey, I'm brunette now, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, my roots darken over the winter, and I did not want to be a dirty blonde. I kind of wanted to I've always wanted to try to be brunette. And
it's weird because my roots got lighter. I don't know what that's about. My shiny, sparkly.
Thinner.
Yeah,
my hair will get very, very light in the summer and very, very dark in the winter. And I just decided to just go very, very, very dark in the winter this year.
So I'm going to come to you for predictions. We're playing 15 lakes tonight, so the winner's going to get 8. But before we do that, we got to shout out our sponsors. So the sponsor of this interview, Cam, is the Checkered Flag Tavern. I'm going to tell you, if you have an opportunity to eat anywhere in Indy, go to the Checkered Flag. Some of the best pub food that you run into.
Sounds good.
But another sponsor, A to Z Darts. Big shout out to those guys. Mikey's Pub over on the south side in Beech Grove. On the Rocks down in Seymour, and Sidelines over in Avon. Congratulations to Sidelines for putting on a fantastic pack tournament this weekend. Shout out to Ben and to Dustin for all the work that you did. It was a well-run tournament. Great job this weekend.
And Magic Wear.
And Magic, well, A to Z Darts, Magic Wear. It's kind of the same.
Listen, they're international this week. They're Jen and Will are both over at the Alexander Palace doing media all week long, actually for the next couple weeks. So
we're doing media right now.
Hey, I'm just saying, just connecting the dots here. It's basically like I'm there too. Fair. It's fine.
That's fair.
All right, let's move on.
All right, let's get to predictions. All right, so what's your prediction? Who you picking to win, and what's the score?
I'm predicting Chris and Brian to win 8-6.
8-6, Hannah. 8-6, Chris and Brian. Sean?
I have it 8-7.
Okay.
And I am going the route of the other team. Not Chris.
You already forgot their name, didn't you?
Not at all.
You forgot Matt and Jimmy?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm never going to forget Matt and Jimmy.
Yeah. Thank me for that one later.
Hannah, I have to say, I think Brian's a little bit more nervous than he's showing. I don't know if he's much of a talker, to be honest with you. So the fact that he is talking to you so much, I think is actually showing nerves a little bit. But that being said, I just think that it might be a coming out party for Jimmy and Matt, and I'm all for that.
I'm going to go with a little bit of an upset. I'm going to go with Matt and Jimmy also, but I'm going to go A5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go down. Hopper, you're absolutely correct. And it makes sense. Hopper's been here many times before in the past.
Yep.
So it makes perfect sense for him to not be nervous at any point in time. He's been here, done that. So he is going to be solid on his game from the get-go.
Folks, if you get a chance, let us know in the chat who you're picking. Don't let us know at the 15th game. Go ahead and tell us right now. It's cheating if you do it any other way, folks, all right? We are going to roll about a 48-second commercial spot, and when we come right back, we will be live in the arena, so stay right with us.
Here's Jen.
You can win a USA Darts jersey signed by the legendary Russ Bray, the voice of darts. You'll automatically enter to win if you purchase the Dart of the Month special. So what is the special? It is 15% off the entire Sniper series by Winmore. Doesn't matter if it's the Silver Edition, the Black 01, Black 02, or Special Edition. Doesn't matter if you're US or international, we do ship internationally for your chance to win a signed Russ Bray USA Darts jersey by purchasing Dart of the Month by the end of December. Best of luck.
All
Hey,
right.
Keegan, what time is it? Hey, Keegan. Oh, gosh,
right.
dang it, Keegan.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Indie Darts to the Point Streaming,
He's going to scream at him.
I am here tonight to bring you all the C, green eggs, and hop. In the first leg,
And
it is Matt to throw first. The best game out.
And he goes right on the
And Keegan.
Yeah, don't worry about that closing 20, folks. That'll actually come right off here in a minute. They don't get a handicap.
No score.
Ooh, well,
There you go.
we can call that a handicap, the open.
Yeah, we generally see this in the first couple of legs, right? We'll see some really weird darts come out of these players' hands, and when they settle down, they'll start smoothing it out a little bit.
It's definitely the nerves.
Yeah.
I mean, throwing practice throws, they're not live. Nobody's watching them.
That's right. That's right.
So-
Yeah, 100%. Big solid 3-month there from Jimmy. This is Brian Lozier out of Greensburg, Indiana.
What gave you that idea?
That big thing on his chest.
His name?
That's a 5
Big
mark.
5 mark there from
solid
Brian.
5 mark. He's not nervous at all.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. All right, here's Matt. Matt going missed the opening round, but that's more like it.
Yeah,
that's what we saw
yeah,
in his
that's
warm-ups.
what and he threw those with authority too. He
I
didn't,
mean,
they
can
were
we
flying.
talk about Brian over here and his jersey change? I'm kind of jealous of the shirt he's wearing right now.
Are you talking about hops right there?
Yeah, he's got a green eggs and
Yeah,
hops shirt going on,
yeah.
and I think we missed the memo.
Well, his last name being Hopper, anytime you mention his name, he's going to make a T-shirt about it, right? I mean, it's like I'm going to celebrate me.
Oh yeah.
He was really popular for a long time, and then all those cable channels did a Hopper version of themselves, so we didn't have "Where's the Hopper?" There was none of those commercials anymore. I think that's just rude.
And we're coming out of the gate flying with these guys.
Yeah, they are not messing around, right?
Yep.
Not at all.
We're
We
getting
might
right
be
down
finished
to
by
it.
9 o'clock at this rate.
I doubt that strongly. Our opening, actually, you know what? I'm going to give you a great job on that opening interview. It was not that long.
Well, I do what I can.
Usually, like just him by himself, he'll talk for 20 minutes straight.
I mean, unlike our castle count.
Yeah, well, that actually added a lot of time to it. That again, sometimes you ask the right questions, you get the great answers.
It's weird when Tim does Castle Can Up. It's usually about 90 seconds long.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys did it. It was almost 6 minutes. Nice job.
Well, you're welcome.
I mean, can you really blame us when there's a really good question to answer? Can't really answer it with just a yes or no question.
Yeah, Jason, you
Yeah.
know nothing about that, would
Yeah.
you?
Once again, I'm going to start the petition where we should not have light-colored flights in the arena because you can't see them.
Well, you can see him in some of the segments.
Not really.
All right, way to go, Hannah. That's a point for you.
No score.
Oh, those are all the neighbors. That's technically a 9 mark.
Yeah.
Just not the 9 mark he was looking for, though.
No,
Sadly.
it wasn't.
This is Chris Hopper. Chris does every year does a charity for the Little Red Door Cancer Society, where it's a youth tournament, and one of the local bars closes down for the morning. We have all the kids in there, and we do several different age groups and collect toys for the Little Red Door Cancer Society, and so a big shout out to Chris and
I'd love
all
to
the
come
work
be
that he
part of
does.
it next year.
It's
See
fantastic.
it in person. I hear about it a lot on social media.
You know, the place is jammed full of kids,
Yeah.
and just seeing that many kids throwing darts at one time, it just gives you a warm feeling on the inside. It really does.
I tell you, I have 17 kids in dart club so far.
Nice job.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a 3
I
mark.
run a middle school dart club at my school.
Nice.
And yeah, you never know how many to expect, right? Because you show these dart videos, and some of the kids are like, "Oh, that's really cool," and some of the kids are making fun of me the whole time. And you just never know really what you're gonna get out of it. But
I
17, and week 1, you know how week 1 goes of new players throwing.
Yep.
There's a lot of holes in my wall at school for a reason, because it's steel tip. That being said, after like the first couple throws, I must have done something right this year because these kids can throw.
That's a great
That's
5
good.
mark there from Jimmy. Solid darts there. That first dart hitting that trip on the lower side kind of opened up the wedge for him a little bit.
Yeah, but if you're Brian, just 2 15s is all you need to do here. Easier said than done.
Yeah, it looked like he went over the points trying to go to 17s. Kind of drifted over. Just kept going.
Opportunity here for Matt.
Gonna need it the trip right here.
That's a 3 mark.
That's a great last dart. Kissed it
Yeah.
right off those 2 darts that were in the 10.
It takes a point lead, so Hop's going to have to go for points here. He's got 20s and 17s available. Oh, that's a big last right there.
Nice.
Almost greedy, but it works out.
You know, and I do the same thing, too. Always go for the triple, even if I only need 2.
Well, yeah, you definitely go for the triple.
Yep.
There's no Maloney doubles in this.
That's a 2 mark.
But
Look
that
at
being
from
said,
Jimmy.
yeah, Jimmy's been hot so
Yeah.
far this evening.
Let's see what Brian can do here. Does he go for points? Does he switch down to points now? I like the fact that he's resetting a little bit.
Me too. I think you guys, when my dad was up on the show, you were reading my comments about yelling at him through the comments. It's definitely a big thing when darters step back, really reevaluate
Yep.
what they're throwing, can get them back into the groove of things that they're missing.
Look at this from Matt. There's one.
That's 1
Ooh.
mark.
Wow, we only got
Just
one in
Yeah.
there.
Barely.
Yeah, it looks like it bounced off that dart, kind of floated out a little bit.
This is for leg number 1 here for Hop.
One
Walking
ball will
on
do
in.
it. There it is.
Shot in the first leg. To Hopper and Brian.
I don't know if he was that comfortable saying that out loud. It's almost like he forgot their names for some reason.
Second leg, it's 0-1 time with Chris to go first.
Well, it's
It's all one time? Is he making up new catchphrases?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, it's just, that cricket time thing worked really well. Let me just make up something for 01.
It's all one time.
Yeah, it's 01 time.
I mean, he's got to put a voice behind the camera.
Well,
Gotta try.
he's the star of the show, and he knows it. Yeah.
And he's the only one that gets paid.
Yeah,
Really?
when it comes down to.
Speaking of which, I think I lost my check. I don't know where that is. Do you have it?
I know where it is.
All right, good. Thank God. So Brian's stepping up here.
Wait, you guys are getting paid?
No, not really. It's a check that has like $1.50 on it.
I was just making a reference to a video I saw like forever ago.
Oh.
It's from a show. It says, "Wait, you guys are getting paid?"
Oh, I like that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No, just Keegan.
Yeah, not very often. Look at this from Jimmy. Look at this from Jimmy.
Nice.
180.
Jimmy Wayne, ladies and gentlemen, out of Madison, Indiana.
He has definitely started to calm down a lot more. I think. I think
All of a
after
sudden, you're
seeing him.
changing a little profile you had going on earlier on.
40.
Well, I think after seeing his partner kind of just go up there and throw and seem like he's having more fun than taking it.
When Jimmy plays out of the American Legion, post number 9, down in Madison, Indiana. His
Another one-
favorite double is double 16.
One of those players near Seymour on the Rocks, that type of place?
Yep. That's where I got to watch him. The first time I got to see him was down in down the Rocks.
I love it.
He wants to shout out his wife, Cindy, who's here with us tonight, which is the only reason he got invited, because I really like Cindy. But he wants to give a shout out to Rivertown Grill, Mad Love, Riverboat Inn, Tailgaters, Harry Stone Grill, Cruise.
121.
Oh my God, Jimmy.
Big time Timmy Jim.
Yeah. Tailgaters, Harry Stone's Grill, Cruisin' Auto, all the guys in American Legion Post 9 for all the help to make him better. And a special thanks to Mike
121.
Norris.
Anything you can do, I can do the
You
same.
require 130.
This is for the leg. Not going to be able to get it done here. 127 remains. Now 122.
27.
He'll come back with 103. That was a bit of a step off there.
Do you have a favorite, Hannah? You're more of an 01 gal, or do you prefer cricket?
Oh, I suck at cricket. I'm not gonna lie. I am terrible at cricket. I cannot get out the top of that board to save my life to get them 18s and 20s.
39.
So I'm definitely more of an 01 girl.
Jimmy, you require 103.
Well, Jimmy, you've done everything else. Might as well take out 103.
Yeah, let's see what you can do here. Responsible for 301 of the points.
Yeah. 84 left. 64 can just kind of set it up.
59.
Bit of a bold move there on the last start, but we're going to take it. Leaves 44.
I think he's leaving an even number to get an easier one out.
It is. You have to double out here in steel tip as well. So you want to end up on an even number as well, like
Yeah.
you just said. So the route here, either 4 or 12 is the ideal look here. So double 16.
Double 16 for a 1-1 tie.
Double 8. Ooh.
36.
That's all right, because nobody misses a double
Brian, you
4. Let's see
require
what Brian can do here.
142.
Amen. I kind of like 17s on this route on 142. Trip 17 for tops. Appreciate everybody in the chat following along. Tori Gilstrip, what's up? How are you doing? It's
Hey,
been way
Tori.
too long since we've seen you at the castle. Desmond Bauer in the chat,
What's up, Daz? How you doing, buddy?
a.k.a.
Good to see you. Little Beast.
Oh, wow, Jimmy. Right on the outside.
Just unlucky.
Chris, you require 112.
Did the 30 hurt the opportunity here for Hop? He can definitely take out 112. Needs the trip. Doesn't find it. So 72 remains.
56.
And leaves 56. So halves
Matt,
it.
You require 8.
Double 4. Double 2.
And that's game shot.
And it goes
in.
To Jimmy and Matt.
I don't know about you guys, but so far, this camera work's been top notch.
For now.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's a long time for me to focus on this. It could go haywire quickly. That's why I make a comment now.
All the best. Game
You
up.
can't jinx yourself, though. You made that comment, now it's going to go down quicker than you think.
Probably anyway, if we were being honest.
95.
95 in there. Much, much better start. And I mean, Jimmy went 180, 121 in his 2 scoring rounds, so we know that's in him.
60.
Yeah, so Matt showed up and brought his favorite beverage. And it turns out that was Jimmy's favorite beverage, too. So
Yeah.
they knew this was a match made in heaven right away.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And none of these players really knew each other. Chris, Hopper, and Brian kind of knew of each other, but none of these guys really knew each other. It's just our favorite way of doing things.
36.
Because they're all from different parts of...
Yeah, different parts of the state. It's like I was telling them in the chat earlier on, you're fortunate enough when you leave here, you'll make 3 new friends. So
61.
And if you're not fortunate enough, you end up with the same old friend
yeah,
every week.
Yeah, every Tuesday.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with the same old friend.
Oh, I meant like old age friend.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
There's still nothing wrong with that. Hold
Thanks,
on.
Anna. Thanks,
Luckily,
Anna. I
he's still
appreciate you.
Livin, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's right. Here is Jimmy here. Looking for that big dart. That's a great first.
100.
Hey, I'm telling you,
I mean,
so far by far, just out of warm-ups and everything, the most impressive. The
Jimmy?
lights turn on. Jimmy's been on fire.
yeah, he has.
Look at this from Brian. It's a great first start.
85.
Yeah, you can see he gets a little snatchy sometimes with the dart.
It's not a bad score, but all these guys are shooting fast, and it comes down to if a couple of guys are shooting fast, you just go up there and you throw them right quick just to keep up
Yeah.
the pace.
Nobody really thinks to just slow it down a little bit,
Yep,
you know? It doesn't hurt to slow it down.
And not a lot of chatting in the arena right now. We'll see that change as the night goes on too. Guys will start talking to each other a little bit.
They're just starting to get acquainted.
That's right. Checking out each other's profile on Facebook.
Like
I definitely did a lot of Facebook stalking before I came here.
that's what you're supposed to do. That's
Did
how
a
it
lot
works.
of that.
How did my pictures look? I'm just kidding. You obviously didn't do it for me. It's for the players. For
No,
sure.
I did it for everybody.
That's
Everybody.
another great first there for Brian.
This is where you interrupt sometimes, you know.
Yeah, it's okay.
70.
Yeah, no, everybody that's in that group chat, I
Require
stalked all of your
101.
profiles. I know more about you than you think I do.
That's scary to think
That's
about.
81 left for Matt now. Let's see him looking down at the trip 19. Smart dart.
Matt
Came off of it.
started off playing steel tip, so as far
Yep.
as the math goes for steel, it's going to be he's going to be an expert in that.
And one of those, like a lot of us, he started out playing steel tip, took some time off to raise his kids
66?
a little bit.
No,
What are you questioning over there?
what he has left.
72 left.
But really? I was that far off? You're
Yep.
joking.
No, you were.
All right. Well,
off.
now it's 70 left. I know that math.
There you go.
Now it's not that.
No, it's not.
That always
73.
frustrates me.
Jimmy
In steel tip when
require
that dart falls off,
44.
even though it was in there. I mean, soft tip it counts. Steel tip it does not.
Yep.
That's right. That's the way it should be. Double 16.
Double 8 for Jimmy. He's done everything else. Oh no, a
Just
flyer.
shy.
Leave 5.
That's going to be a challenge right here. Now Brian's got a chance to make a mark right here.
Require 56.
16 tops.
That's why I'm standing right here. Tops.
Mission accomplished. Let's see if he can hit the top.
He's got clean shoes on. I'm telling you what, those things are very white.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a dead pull though.
Yep.
See the frustration in his face. He steps away to recalibrate himself.
And as our first sign, Hop whispering in his ear, hit that 7, and he does that.
Sometimes you just need your partner to tell you where to aim. I
That's
mean,
right.
I've always had my dad in my ear, and every single time he tells me something, I always hit it somehow.
Ooh, he hit the wire. You heard the tink on the wire on that one. He's looking for that double 2 for a 2-1 lead.
But yeah, that's honestly, especially in doubles, because you want to leave the right thing that your that your partner is really comfortable with.
You're right.
Double 16 is definitely going to be a comfort zone for Hop. Double 8. Oh, double 4.
Whoa, just a little bit outside. We saw Brian get real close on a double 4, but Jimmy's going to have a shot at this double 1.
It's the madhouse. I feel like Jimmy would thrive in a madhouse.
No score.
Not this time though.
What is a madhouse?
Require 8.
Double 1.
Yeah.
Double one.
No, we nicknamed that one the Madhouse.
Ah.
Double 2.
Yeah, look at that. Brian Lozier, ladies and gentlemen, adds to the lead 2-1 now.
Brian.
And that's going to be a big dart for Brian. I think it's really going to help settle him in a little bit.
Definitely.
Fun fact: there's been 3 breaks
All
of throw
right,
so far in
fourth
this match.
leg.
There
This
you
is
go.
why I get paid right here, ladies and gentlemen. It's cricket time. It's Chris to throw first.
All the best. Game on. All right, here we go. Hop's gonna step on up. Back to cricket, Hannah, which is you've said is not your favorite game.
It is not. I like to watch it. I do like watching the cricket. It's just not something I thrive in. And if I've ever thrown with you in any tournament,
That's a 5 mark.
I'm sorry for my cricket game.
That's great darts right there from Matt, and he actually slowed down a little bit on that throw, and I think that helped him a lot. Solid 5 mark to open up.
Trip 3.
Here is Brian again out of Greensburg, Indiana. His favorite double is a double 10 or double 15. I say that too because they're right next to each other, so I could hit twice as many. He's thrown a Simon Whitlock's 22 grams. He's been playing for 10 years. He'd like to shout out Brittany, his daughter, and his beautiful wife, Robin, who's here with us tonight on the couch. Thank you, Miss Robin, for joining us. Brittany, I'm a little upset that you didn't show up, but that's okay.
You say one guest host, or one guest per person.
Yeah, but she could have come as my guest.
You always say that after the fact. You never even bring up the fact that we never have guests that come with us.
Yeah, well, we don't have friends either. That's not a
It's
coincidence.
us. We're each
Yeah.
other's friends, unfortunately. For you, not for me.
Sounds like you guys need to socialize with more than your students, and each other.
Well, I definitely don't want to socialize with my students more. I love them to death, but they don't make good friends. Same maturity as me. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, it's an unfortunate bounce out, but you see Brian starting to throw with a little bit more confidence right now.
But no, my other friends are overseas right now. So
Are they serving over there?
No, they're serving the Alexander Palace. Yeah, they're the ones that are doing media over there in London. Shout out to them. Hey, Jew. Here's Hopper.
Here is Hopper out of Fairland, Indiana. His favorite double is double 16. He's throwing a Harrow type hands.
Except for Jason. Fun fact, Hopper lives the closest to the castle.
That's right.
I also think Jason just likes giving a whole bunch of people long drives home.
I have to drive a long way to go see him play.
So it's payback is what you're calling it.
Evens out.
That's fair. Brian looking to make something happen here on the bottom of the board. Unable to do so, and that's tough with the X on the 17. Can't take advantage of it, and Jimmy's going to be able to steal it. If he wants.
The outlaw, Paul Rogers, is a little upset that you're not his friend.
Paul, you're definitely my friend. I just don't think you think of me as a friend since I didn't send you those hats, which Jason's supposed to send you, by the way, not me. Blame him now. I told him about it.
Yeah. I was so upset about it, I had a heart attack. Look at this for Hop. That's a 4 mark already. That's a 5 mark right there. These guys pulled him right back into it. Let's see if Matt can close those 16s. He's going back up to point.
I have no idea where that first dart is.
That's a 5 mark.
I can't see it either. I
was
think
a
it's
1.
in a 16.
Yep.
Yep.
So gets a 5 mark out of it, and that treble 20 is the deadliest of the 5 mark there.
That's a 1 mark.
Again, a leg where Hopper and Brian are going first, but the team going second. Jimmy and Matt trying to break the throw for a 4th straight leg. Which you don't see very often.
No. Not with us. It's usually these first 3 legs. We see the first leg being broke, but usually after that, it stays on throw.
So did I tell you how excited I was to see Hopper's shirt? Because then it would have made sense with the name you came up with. If he had already had a shirt like that. Like, that would have made perfect sense.
Yeah.
Instead, you just decided to make it about a Dr. Seuss thing that has nothing to do with anything.
I was really confused when I read that. I'm not going to lie. I read green eggs and ham.
Can you just explain your thought process there?
What y'all seem to forget is that last year's Christmas show was also called Green Eggs.
Was it?
Yep.
Oh.
I don't remember that at all.
It's a salute to Sean Green.
No, it's not.
It's just being his friend is just so we just want to name every show after him.
This is ridiculous.
I would take the praise as I get it.
I mean, I am going to. Don't get me wrong, but I know it's fake.
All right, Hop finds himself behind the 8 ball on this one. It's going to need a lot of bullseyes. There's 2 of them.
Which we see that he has in him.
4
4
bullseyes.
Full of bull. That guy.
Much like the cameraman.
Listen, you're not wrong.
There you go, man.
Gets it done. And it is a tie ball game once again.
And we're back tied 2-2. Let me ask you this, Miss Hannah. We're tied 2-2. Would you change your pick right now, knowing that we're going to start off 2-2?
I'm not sure. I definitely think the...
Come on, Miss Criminal Profiler. You've seen 4 of these guys shoot for the last 30 minutes. Would you change your pick?
I would. I would go. I still think it's going to be a very close game, though.
So I could pretty much talk you into anything, right? Would you pick Hop to win it all? Who's your MVP so far?
Matt,
you gonna go with Matt as
I
the
respect
MVP?
the Carhartt he's wearing. He's also wearing camo. Gotta respect camo.
I love that you just went off of his wardrobe. Is the answer.
But he's also throwing really good darts, and I believe that he is definitely the reason that Jimmy has calmed down a lot, and we're actually able to see the great darts he's able to throw.
No score.
And we are playing double in here. It's a double in, double out 501 match.
Yeah, Hopper did the hard part, got in on tops. So now Brian can run a little bit on the scoring. And you're welcome. I didn't have to sing that time because I didn't realize it was double in, double out.
Didn't have to do the little Dido song.
Yep, which I love to do. You know?
Not gonna lie, I saw double in, double out on our format.
Yep.
I went straight to my dad. I said, "Well, I'm glad I'm not throwing. I would be so screwed. I can barely hit the double in. Double out I could probably do, but not a double in. I struggle and get too much in my head."
Hannah, this is a true fact. I have never hit a double on the Siege.
And he's been on 4 times.
And you've also never hit
3 times.
triple digits on Castle Up.
The third time I technically did, but it didn't count at that point. Like after twice, and it's already over. It's just now for fun at that point.
These guys struggling to get in. It's got to give a little confidence, but let's face it, these guys are not running away with it just yet.
No, they're not. That's a great Klebe dart.
It looks like a Klebe.
61.
Yep.
I wish I would have just called that.
Yep, you did.
Hey, Matt's in and running.
Oh, look at this.
Oh,
160.
I don't know why we
that was a
bullseye
160
Yeah.
too, and I messed it up.
Yeah, there
Oh,
goes that.
well, here,
Boom
boom goes
badge
the dynamite. There you go. I'll give you a boom
Gold badge for
He definitely
Camera
came in
work.
big.
Listen, we already agreed that it was going to go downhill.
98.
Ooh, he called it out, so it counts. That was lucky there for Hop, which is a rule of the game. If the scorer calls out the number already,
60.
it counts. Usually he does wait until the player is right there to touch the darts at least, but that was about textbook there from
That's a
Keegan.
great first there from Brian. Look at this. He switched down. That camera work's starting to go
He
down.
did not
now.
switch down. He just missed it off.
Are we
Don't
sure?
start with me. That was a 1. Calm it down, everybody. Not everything's bad.
I mean, we wouldn't know if he went down or not because we couldn't see it.
After this hand, I'm really going to know what that website is where your clothing line is. I'm going to need to be reminded of some stuff, I think.
We have You Matter shirts
Oh,
out
look
now,
at this.
too.
Double 18. Ooh.
74.
Leaves 36 for his partner. Jimmy just looking to put some pressure on Brian here. Going to need to hit the trip.
60.
You said Jimmy has been playing the least amount of time. How long has he actually been playing darts?
He's been playing for about 3 years.
Okay. Because his throw is, when he hinges his elbow without any really throw in there whatsoever.
28 left.
8 left. See if we have that. We do. Double 14. Oh, and he leaves the dreaded double 7.
I don't know about you, but I can hit a double 7 pretty easily, I think.
It
Because
is.
I always miss the double 19 when I'm aiming at it and go double 7.
And you know what? You hit double 7 actually in the count up, which
Exactly.
is interesting. It is my least favorite double. I call it out every time as my least favorite double.
80.
That's a big last.
Yeah,
there.
it is. That mixed with the double 3
Sorry,
are
I
just
apologize.
the worst.
79.
Oh, that's not there. There we are. Double 7.
Hop, you require 14.
He yells as he's throwing.
Oh, no. That's unfortunate. Leaves Brian with a 7. That
Jimmy
could change the way that this goes.
129.
They give him a 12 dart lead.
And see Jimmy go back to Matt for the start here. He's going to start on the 19. Treble 20. We'll leave the bullseye. I thought he was going to switch it nicely there. He was not going to start off with the switch. I don't know if you noticed that. Someone
Brian,
called it out to go up on
7.
dart 2. This is cleanup aisle or cleanup on aisle 7.
Yep.
It's never fun.
3 double 2 is usually what you see here.
There's the 3 the hard way. The most annoying thing ever that happens sometimes on this is you hit a 15.
Or 17.
Yep. And then you end up busting, and now your partner
Yep.
has to do it again.
All right, so he does leave his partner with a 1 dart out. That's going to be important.
Treble 18 for double 16 here on 86. That's in the 4, I believe.
Yep.
So triple 14 is the right move here. It's the bigger target. Yeah, that's
and
what he
knew
shot.
it.
38.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, that was
Easy
Keegan.
to add up.
I don't think so. I think that was Keegan being like, let me do this real quick.
All right, Hop looking at the double 2. And hits the
No
17.
Man, I was calling that or something.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
you require 48.
All right, now these guys are starting to talk. And we see this usually right around leg 4 or 5 where the actual teammates that don't know each other previous to the match start talking to each other, playing out what do you like best? Do you like the double 16? Do you like the tops?
Yeah.
Jimmy
that-
leaves in tops.
It definitely helps knowing what your partner likes, talking to each other like that,
I lo-
and working with each other. Because sometimes you'll get put in a blind draw tournament, and you and your partner don't talk, and it's just kind of a hard thing to do at that point.
Hannah, I think you jinxed that team forever.
Yeah.
As that
I
goes in
didn't
the
mean
Mortal
to.
17
I'm so sorry, guys.
Shout out to Dave Collette saying, wow, what's up with the camera guy? I don't know, Dave. There you go. Matt with a big dart, and they came out of nowhere to win that one.
He's been 19 out of 20. All right, give me a break. Or similar. 3-2 lead now. Jimmy and Matt take the first lead of this match.
So fun.
Shout out to Corey Campbell, Sean Ball, and Mod Frog Darts in the chat. Mod Frog, if you want to watch some soft tip streaming, be sure to search Mod Frog Darts on your Facebook feed, and he does that a couple times a week. It's a fun show to watch.
And Dave, I'm not going to take it out of someone who spells him like that. You leave me alone.
32 in.
And they're both in.
I'm not wasting any time this time through.
And Tammy, Sean is here, but we refuse to let him play again.
20.
You know why? Because he touched my darts without asking. And he threw better with them than I would. And that's just rude.
And not uncommon.
I'm going to be really nice and bite my tongue on that one.
You know what, Hannah? It's about time. No, I'm just kidding.
Austin Helm watching along in his chat. Austin, I hope all is well with you, sir. It's certainly good to see you. Mod Frog Darts also does Dart Connect on Saturday nights.
There you go. See? So even some steel tip.
Yeah.
And now you know.
42.
Of course, last week we had 11-year-old Desmond on our show. Show up and show out. He's already a better dart player than I will ever be. Thanks, Desmond, for that. Then he hit a 180 later that week.
Yeah, I'd like to think we had a little part in that 180. Maybe.
I'm going to guess he did that on his own, probably.
Yeah, well, we scored it or something like that, right?
Yeah. We helped. All right. Big time Timmy Jim has had moments of brilliance.
60.
Hit a 180 earlier on tonight.
That he did. And he started off consistency, 60-60.
After this one, we're going to go to singles.
36.
Our first singles match is going to be Jimmy and Brian.
At this point, my advantage to that one goes to Jimmy.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one.
I do agree with that one.
But Brian's had moments of brilliance, too, at times. They've just been kind of quieter moments in the cricket legs, where he's hitting 5 marks when he needs to. He's right there.
55.
I just think Brian is kind of player that just gets better and better as the night goes on. And I think,
59.
Likewise, I think Jimmy and Matt may start out real hard and kind of ease up a little bit as the night goes on. So it's going to be interesting to watch as these guys progress forward.
Oh,
The dart looks like it's falling. You better throw it quick.
120.
They were all looking like
Yeah,
they were about to
they
fall.
were
They
coming
all
out.
about
He
fell.
kind of ran right up there. You heard the Aki Creek.
someone show him where the
77.
sandpaper is in there.
Brian, you require 102.
I have a feeling that the Philly legend would have already done that.
Yeah. If Tim was
ran
here,
in
he
there.
would have. 2 of those 3 darts would already been sanded.
You know, we do see that sometimes, and I think the setup definitely hurts for that to happen from time to time, and I'm not sure exactly what it is.
And it's always one player too, right?
Yeah.
It's never
36
two
scored, leaves
two
you
players.
It's
that
the
have
dart
same
setup.
issue. Yeah, it's just that one player that's having issues with it.
I don't know. What does it say he's throwing tonight?
51.
Chris Hopper is throwing the Taipans,
Jimmy
18
requires
grams, and it's a real
109.
light
Conversion
dart.
and
Yep.
conversion tips.
Yep.
So depending on the conversion tips, that can definitely the weight, especially if the weight is in the back of the dart.
35.
That's what you're going to see the dart start to kind of like
Chris, you require 51.
peter out of there, especially with conversions. But I've seen that as a problem 3 years ago. First time seeing John Part play in person, he was throwing brand new Loxleys.
I'm
and,
looking
and
at
they
double
did the same
16.
thing.
Ooh, just on the outside.
Matt, you require 74.
All right, trip 14, 32.
Great marker.
This is a big
Ooh, just on the
Big
inside.
leg here because, again, I'm going to
Brian, you require 32.
give it to Jimmy in the next leg with the advantage. Oh, drags it at 25 left.
You want to get at least one shot at it here. No, that's going to hurt you. Still looking at 25 left. Maybe have a little chat with Hopper here, see what you want to leave him.
I think that's what the whisper was.
12.
Man, that thing disappeared
Yeah.
Jimmy
Real
requires
quick.
16.
insanely. All right, Jimmy. This is for a 2-leg advantage before singles. And it
There
goes
is.
in.
Jimmy Wayne, ladies and gentlemen.
To Matt and Jimmy.
And they're now up 4-2.
All right, ladies, it's singles time. Up first, give me Jimmy and Brian.
All right. I think he was just speaking to the ladies in the house.
Keegan, this isn't Beyonce.
All the single ladies. It'd be cool if they did a little dance break.
Yeah, I was about to say the exact same thing. If they just
Everybody
did a
knows the
little,
dance,
little bit
right?
of a line
Yeah.
dance right here, that'd be fantastic.
Play some Cotton Eye Joe real quick in the background.
I can do. Fun fact: I can do that dance in heels too.
There you go.
Me
Listen,
too. I can too.
We saw you play darts in heels, and you said that you can run in them too.
I
In
can.
the 7th leg, it's
impressive.
Jimmy to throw first.
Shout out Chad Smart watching along with us. How you doing, Chad? Dawn.
All the best.
Pleasure
Game
to have
out.
you along. Jeremy Russell. Ask him where's his shirt.
Oh,
James Edwards, Nick Logson watching along in the chat. Look at this from Jimmy right on top. Founds it with that third dart.
Jeremy, I have a feeling that Brian's going to forget that here, so it'll just be his fault. I can't believe that he would do that, but I already tried. I'm telling you, it's probably going to be forgotten. Here for sure by Brian. It won't be my fault that I didn't bring it. I'm not just going to drive you out to you personally, but
Great
definitely gonna
first
be
from Jimmy right there. Look at this from Jimmy.
another. Oh, that was an unlucky 140.
Ooh. Putting a lot of pressure on Brian early here.
97-140 start from Jimmy.
No, Brian with the answer.
Is he gonna copy?
Yes, he does. Way to go, Brian. Nice job. Great answer to that.
All right, gents, you have our attention. And is he right below it that time?
Yeah, look.
No.
No, he's
He's
not.
in it.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, my God.
180.
Brian's like, who is
Big
this guy and why is he going up against
Yeah.
me? Well, Jimmy Wayne's arrived.
Yeah.
Welcome to the castle.
You know, and I can't complain over an 85 either. Jimmy looking at 84, trip 20, double 12.
He does not need to go the 14 route.
40.
That leaves 44.
All right, Brian, let's just get you down to an out here. Put some pressure on that 44.
Like, it needs to be said, Brian's averaging 90 still.
Yeah.
100.
And it's going to be
Yeah.
averaging
Yeah.
more than that now.
Jimmy require 44.
Jimmy is on a 14 darter. 18 leaves 26.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad I figured that one
18
out.
leaves
Good job.
26.
Proud of you.
That's what I'm here for. Every once in a while, I just guess it correctly.
18.
Well,
I'm
can
glad you
Brian
can
take out the
Brian, you
15
require
darter?
131.
Sometimes the math works out in my head. Sometimes it is way wrong.
The math never works out in my head. I have to count on my fingers.
I like the step back here, kind of resetting.
That's hard to do when you have all this math to
40.
work with. All right, double 13.
Jimmy require 26.
I mean, you got pen and paper over there. You can easily write that down and subtract.
And that's
Look at that.
shot.
Jimmy Wayne
And
with
the
a
seventh flag.
fantastic leg, but hats off to
Jimmy.
Brian there, too.
All right. Give me Chris and give me Matt.
Listen, a 16 darter, you kidding me, from
Yeah.
Jimmy?
And that makes it 5-2.
It sure does make it 5-2, and Brian might come in here and punch you in the face for putting you up against Jimmy. Because Brian shot like Brian's gonna be like, I shot 95, and
Yeah,
really,
and still lost.
yeah.
And didn't even really get a shot on it now.
No, you didn't. Did not even get a look.
Well, who knew he was going to shoot a 140, 180?
I mean,
That way,
you said he's talented but raw. The talent is definitely there, but the rawness is definitely not real.
I don't believe it whatsoever.
Shout out to Ron Thompson, Sarah Salinas watching along with us in chat. Shout out to Big Frank watching along with us. Jimmy Wayne on fire. He is.
Perfect stuff. 8th flag with Chris to throw first.
It's almost like he was talking to
Game
you.
up.
Yeah, almost.
It's a perfect stuff. Like, that was the perfect commentary that you get to go in right there. All right, Hop's got to
59.
save it a little bit. He's got to win this leg, and Matt's a tough test too.
Look at those eyes, and Matt, he is.
It's his. If he hunts, it's his hunter eyes.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
He's not somebody you want to cross.
Uh-uh.
But if you need an owl called, get his son.
Again, that's got to be such an amazing talent to actually have.
Yeah.
45.
Well, yeah.
I kind of.
No, I don't think it's like that, probably.
You know, I've heard people do duck calls. I've
Mhm.
never heard of somebody doing an owl call ever in my life.
Well, the thing is, he took third place, too, so there's two
Yeah.
people actually better at it than that. It's amazing.
Well, it's
There's-
because they were
and
confused
there's-
about who won.
Yeah.
They kept saying, who?
Yeah.
And there was
Uh,
also probably like a bunch more competition there, so to make it a competition in
Yeah.
general,
That's awesome.
No, it's fantastic.
I'd like to see it in person.
I would too. Like
You know.
that.
49.
It's the next ESPN sport, I think.
Well, and I read his Facebook. I read the post wrong, so I messaged him and said, "Congratulations on the son taking first place in the owl calling." And all I got back was, "He took third." Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Still, congratulations.
Yeah.
44.
That's when I would have went back and changed my message to be like, I said third place right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's yeah, he's switching because that first start hit the wire. So it was a little shaky in the board.
All right, Hop needs a big score right here.
You can tell the way he throws those darts too. They're popping in the board. It has nothing to do with the way he's throwing on if they're falling out there too. I'm gonna stop saying two. Did that twice in a row. Big last.
Yeah, huge last.
I mean, you said two twice in a row, and then you said twice
Yeah.
after you saying that. So,
Listen,
I mean,
at least it was a different version.
still two.
95.
Yeah, it's a big dart there for
I got nothing.
Hop.
Matt, you require 136.
All right, so Matt's first turn out, looking at 136. Not going to hit it right now, but how's he going to position himself? Needs a trip right here.
44.
Not able to get it. Still on a two dart combination there. Let's see what Hop can do. Put some pressure on the 92.
It's really not a terrible first start.
61.
Hurry up. That third one looks
Matt,
shaky.
you require 92.
All right. Trip 20 for double 16. There's the trip 20.
Great marker.
60.
Another
Will
great
he
marker.
come back? Will Hop start on the
Matt, you
19s or the
require
20s?
116.
Let's see where he goes here. He's looking up.
There it is. Should get a dart. Does. Tops.
Oh,
76.
He went real quick after that
Yeah.
first start. And you know why? Because of that.
Matt, you require 32.
And that's tough.
And that's
Yeah,
the game.
that's
first
even
dart,
tougher.
one dart, solid
Sit
dart.
back.
And they take a 6-2 lead right here. Oh my, oh my.
You know, when you flip flop correctly. That was nicely
Yeah.
done. Good job.
All right. That brings our score up 6-2.
Also, it was kind of rude for Jason to leave you by yourself, too, especially because in the prediction the first time,
Yeah,
he
I
actually
know.
agreed with you.
Right?
That's just so rude.
No idea what he's talking
I
about.
don't know how he goes from agreeing to disagreeing, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
And
Well,
here I am still being nice to you, even though you've been really mean.
Yeah.
I'm not. Hey, I can be mean.
Obviously.
Trust me.
I'm waiting for the nice Hannah to come back out.
It explains a lot about my marital status, too. All right, we're going back to cricket here.
It's
Hey.
cricket time, thankfully.
Yes. Let's go right back to cricket.
Speaking of me and Hannah and marital statuses, I mean, I think my fiance, who's probably watching, can probably agree. I can be nice, but this is probably just me in general.
He's your fiance for I would hope so.
All right,
Eh.
gentlemen,
I would hope
it's
he's
correct
watching.
time in the
To
He
start
is.
off with.
I think he's watching,
Now.
either on YouTube or on Facebook. Probably
Matt
YouTube.
just staying hot right here. Opens up with that trip 20.
That's a 4 mark.
You're not supposed to talk about my 2-2?
Yeah. Hop
Twice.
kind of rolled. Needs to stop this momentum.
I mean,
That's a 2 mark.
you put him up against a buzzsaw.
He started running at that as that was going down. He definitely is not doing something to make his start stick in that. They're falling.
Yeah, there's certain conversion tips that just don't happen to work really well in any of the steel tip boards that we've used. Like I said, but it's not always that as the problem.
No score.
John Part was using brand new 26-gram Loxleys when he played, and it kept falling out of that board. And we're talking like he would throw the first dart in the trip
Look
20
at
and just
this.
go up and grab his dart.
That's a 6 mark.
Big 6 mark.
Solid 6 mark. Matt's really coming. And you know what's happening with that
this.
team? You got when Jimmy's not shooting great, Matt's really picking up the slack.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, that's got to be so
That's
frustrating
wild.
for Hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's throwing a straight barrel too,
Yeah.
which when you throw a straight, if you don't throw something that's front loaded, you won't find the dart will sink in near as much, and it's kind of slipping out of him, and it's being constant now to the
And
point
look
where
at this.
he's got to think about changing darts over.
Here's what's happening with this team. They're throwing a
4 mark.
4.8 right now. That's what's happening. They're running a buzzsaw. And you know what? It was in leg 1 and 2, right? Where their nervy darts, and they were still really good.
Mm-hmm.
When you thought like, oh man, if they settle down, actually, this could be real good, and they have definitely shown that here. Right at the bull. Yeah.
3 mark.
I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared to interview him at
Yeah,
this
you're
point in
gonna-
time.
you're gonna have
The
really-
way he looks at you, he's like, hey, yeah,
He is determined.
whatever you want.
That's a 3 mark.
Great bullseyes there from Hop.
But big time Timmy Jim. So put him one leg away, which is always my favorite type of speech that Keegan gives. He's like, doesn't get any simpler than this. If you're Brian and Chris, you got to win all the rest of them.
That's a 1 mark.
Yeah,
Huh?
you see Jimmy and Matt just having a little chat there in the background. And that's been the difference. They started to talk to each other, and they're really pumping each other up.
And that's
There
Jake's
you
shot.
go.
That's dead
Nice
center.
leg.
That you
Tip back,
do not
Jimmy.
get much more center than that. And that's going to take them to the barn.
Right, you gotta watch. Listen.
All right, gentlemen. It really doesn't get much more simpler than this. Brian and Chris must simply win out from here. We got one more leg of cricket to play still before we're back to 0-1. This time it's Chris to throw first. All the best game on.
Man, that
Come
was almost
on, Hop.
verbatim.
That's right.
I could do his job. I can tell you that much right now.
Are you sure?
No, not at all.
That's
Quick.
a 3 mark.
Yeah.
He called it.
Ooh, and got stabbed by the
Yeah.
dart too, so he earned it.
Before I dropped. That's a 5 mark.
Man,
That's just
it's,
great darts.
it's honestly they're just throwing lights out. There's
Yeah.
nothing. Again, even in the singles leg for Brian, it's just out of 90 and not even a dart. I'm telling you, as soon as they showed up and they realized that they were drinking partners,
Yeah.
and they had the same drink of choice.
Yeah, it was just made from there.
That was a Step Brothers moment if I've ever
Yeah.
seen one.
They
just
made
become
new
best friends?
Yep.
And look at that, Jimmy.
That's
Jimmy.
A 7 mark
That
from
is
Jimmy.
a good mark.
All right, folks, we're going to bring you some bonus action if this one's over before 9:15.
You joked
Yeah.
about it being over by 9, but it's
Yeah.
9:08.
Hannah and Sean up there for a little singles match. I'm taking Hannah 6-8.
I would too.
I say do it. I say let's do it.
I would put money on that for sure, off of myself.
Shout
And
out
I
to
would try
Kevin.
my best too. That's the worst part.
Shout out to Kevin Clark, one of Jimmy's buddies, watching along with us on YouTube. How you doing, Kevin?
Yeah, we appreciate all of our YouTube followers. We know that there are many of them in the chat, and we appreciate it. One day we'll actually have one of us have YouTube open for no reason except for following the chat. For some reason, we haven't done that yet. Why would we do that though? You know, it just gives Tim
Yeah.
when he's here more stuff to have to worry about.
Season 5.
What season is this?
4.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We did call it season 4.
We decided to go with season 4.
We did. Randomly, I think, at a certain point.
Yeah, about 150 shows.
Last episode of the season, guys. Welcome.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll be here next year. Maybe.
That's a 1 mark.
Depends on, Jason's health, of course. Just kidding,
Yeah.
Jason.
If I'm still here.
Don't jinx Jason. You already jinxed yourself all the camera work. Come on now.
Which has still been pretty solid,
Look
if I'm
at
being
that,
honest.
Matt still just banging away at these trips.
That's a 5 mark.
It's fantastic darts right there.
And he's throwing with such force that he's clicking the wires almost every time, and it's still staying in that board. And again, this is nothing against Hop or Brian, who have honestly been solid. It's just they've ran into a team that might have beaten some of Indy's best tonight.
So my dad over here just passed me a note card saying my grandmother commented saying that she thinks I look so beautiful.
Aww.
I say thank you so much for that, Grandma. Appreciate everything you and Papa do for me to get me to this point in my life.
That's amazing to have Grandma watching along.
She is watching along on the YouTube, I believe,
love it.
because I did send her the YouTube link.
I love that so much. And anyone who's watching along, family of Hannah or these players and enjoying the action, we appreciate that. It's always cool that, deep down, that there are people that have been told, hey, I play darts sometimes. And their family members being like, I don't even know what the heck you're talking about. And then they get to, kind of showcase their talent and skill on here.
I was talking about this to my grandma. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be guest hosting a live dart show. And she was like, oh, what? Yeah, a dart show. Like, they kind of just, like a tournament almost, live.
Yep.
That's a Walmart.
And, of course, as soon as I switch off the Super Bowl, he gets one in there. But they're 2 bowls away from the title and an 8-2 walloping.
Wow.
And
we were all thinking it was going to be semi-close, and
no score.
It's not. 8-2 is not as close as we were thinking.
Nope, one more needed.
Barely. He barely missed that one on the wire.
He's going to make it make big time Jimmy Jim the hero here. Potentially Brian's last 3 darts.
That's a Walmart.
Does get a 1 mark out of it, but not in the target that he was looking for. Well, Jimmy, might as well cement this blow up that you've had tonight. Un más, por favor. Oh,
no score.
Not yet. Did you just giggle at my Spanish attempt?
Yep.
I appreciate it.
It's okay.
This is where Hop hits 4 bowls.
That's a 4 mark.
That's right. That's how we drew it up.
Right.
And then Matt, first dart. There it is.
And the match to Matt and Jimmy.
My goodness. And
All
again,
right, we do an 0-1, right?
I mean, I have to interview these champions here real quick. Hannah, you have been absolutely wonderful. I truly mean that. It's not every day that I get someone who kind of matches my level in commentary. You did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it's one of we can have you back on the show, maybe to play.
Well, maybe.
And if not, we'll definitely just have you back here to do this.
I vote that I have my dad at least as a partner.
Okay.
If I do that.
Jason might do that, but Jason, that's how Jason is. But Hannah, I appreciate it so much. We're gonna go ahead and bring in our winners, Jimmy and Matt, of course.
Yeah.
Who dominated this event. But Hannah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Miss Ohio. First time having a Miss Ohio on our show. And I'm not on mic anymore. Nope, I'm not. I was number 2, by the way, just for the record. We found out that I was number 2 here at the very end. Aaron Clark, we definitely aren't going to sleep on Jimmy anymore, that's for sure. Jimmy just made himself known to everybody. My goodness. Guys, available now, the Siege version 2 and version 3 jerseys, magicwear.com. You can reach out and buy yourself one of those. Maybe we'll get a new thing here in the works shortly. But that's all beside the point, because we are joined by our winners tonight, as Jason pops on in there. Jimmy and Matt, guys, listen. I said this earlier because I watched this interaction, right? When you guys realized that you both enjoyed the same beverage of choice. Was that just like, we're going to be good?
That was
Bush it is.
Jimmy, let's start with you. I think you seemed a little nervous before the start of this thing, and then it started, and you were no longer nervous whatsoever. Did you feel it at all? Or
At first, yeah. But when it comes to crunch time, I'll throw.
Yeah. You can say that again. The first 0-1 leg, you went 180, 121. And basically, the whole time we're in the pregame, we saw Matt warming up, hitting these trebles the whole time, and you were doing your thing too. But for some reason, I guess I gravitated towards Matt, but you showed up and showed out. You were fantastic tonight, man.
Thank you.
How long have you been playing the game?
Roughly right at 3 years.
Hate you so much. I've been playing for 14, never gone close to doing any of that you showed tonight. Where do you play out of typically? Shout out your location, man, because listen, you had a lot of fans in the chat. People watching
Madison,
along.
Indiana.
Oh,
Down to Legion, Post 9.
listen, Southern Indiana has been absolutely wonderful to us.
Yeah.
And they always bring us great dart players. Jimmy,
Yes.
you were one of the best, man.
Thank you.
Matt, first of all, your partner showed up and showed out, but you did the same thing. At one point in those cricket legs, you guys were averaging a 5, just feeding off each other. How did that feel?
That's what I was going to say. It's easy to feed off each other when you both go up there and you're banging trips every throw. And that was fun. He even mentioned after this, we got to team up and do some damage somewhere.
Yeah, you do.
Sure.
No, and that's the cool part, right? You show up here, you have no idea who your partner is except for what that group chat's been about, which is always a little bit awkward and weird anyway. We've had some people show up their personalities like right away in that group chat, but it's really difficult to do. Did it help Jimmy with how he was in the group chat? Like you're like, I'm going to be good with him.
So I messaged him outside the box, and I was like, let's go, let's talk. And we started talking. I was like, let's have fun. The more fun I have, the better I can throw. I promise you. And we had We had a good time. didn't we?
Lots of fun.
Oh, my goodness. Matt, where are you playing out of right now?
I play out of San Pierre, little bitty town up in northwest Indiana, 176 people.
I love it.
When me and my family moved there, we actually raised the population by 3.5%.
That's a great little fun fact.
Yep.
We got 2
But
tops.
I tell you what, some very good dart players there.
Yeah?
If you ever find your way up there, there's some good throwers out of there. One of them's sitting over there.
There you go. And Jason, now you have your next scouting location, and I get that creepy guy
There's
will show
talent.
up there too. As long
He's
as you
welcome.
As long as you tell him when those blind draws are and league night, he'll be up there. That's for sure. But Matt, give a huge shout out to who's watching along tonight, supporting you.
My kids are out there. With my mom watching. They're like I told them, I was scared coming into this, but face your fears.
And
We
you didn't
faced
show it
them.
at all, man. And at one-
Early on, I did.
you got to a point where we saw the eyes zone in hard.
That's what had to happen.
And-
Once that happened, it's
You were
I
shooting
locked
lights
in.
out.
Yeah.
I do have one. How does one get into an owl calling competition?
That was kind of spur of the moment. We went up the Owl Festival up in Valpo.
Owl Festival. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah.
This sounds amazing already.
Me and my youngest boy, Fisher, we had some great horned owls out front of our house one night, and we sat there and called to him for probably an hour at least. When he found out there was an owl calling competition, it was game on, and he got third place.
That's
He did.
awesome.
He put a good hoot in there.
Well, tonight you guys got first place. You guys are the winners of Green Eggs and Hop. Congratulations, guys. You guys shot amazing. It was fun to watch, and you guys were tremendous.
Thank you.
And great people, too, which is really the main thing, right? So hopefully we have you guys back on the show.
Anytime.
Yeah,
Yep.
you guys were awesome.
Thank
seriously.
you for having us.
Sure.
Guys, that does it for us here on the show this evening. Can't tell you how much we appreciate you joining us. Hopefully you guys come back. You guys are good to go if you guys want to step away. We are going to take a little break over the holidays. So I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you guys celebrate. We appreciate that so much. And thank you guys so much. We hope you have great holidays with family and friends, and we'll hopefully see you after the new year. But that'll do it on the seat from Jason, Tim, Keegan, and myself, Sean. Thank you guys so much, and have an absolutely wonderful, wonderful rest of your night. And shout out to Hannah, who was awesome on the mic. She was great. Have a good one, guys.